It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Coming up, divisional round Saturday. We've got an AFC battle on tap, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the New York Jets. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer out of Colorado. It's Shedeur Sanders.
And the quality of opponent goes up a notch here in this divisional round. But he's coming off such a sensational performance, I'm not sure he cares. 4 touchdown passes in the last game, and you'd have to imagine his head coach would sign up for that right now.
They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. Sanders. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Sanders to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Here we go. First and 10.
Now the former Hurricane, David Martinez. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. Here's Martinez. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I'll take that shot early and loosen things up.
Of course, he's coming off that monster game in their wild card victory, but that's his first catch here in the divisional round. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready, ready.
This is Martinez. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. That's good for a Cleveland first down and 11-yard pickup.
Let's go now. Ready.
Straight ahead, steal. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Browns are on the board first here in this division round matchup. So much for being intimidated on the road in the playoffs, right? That was a pretty clinical drive right there.
Yeah, they seem to come out with the attitude of, we don't deal with pressure. We create it on the other team. Just took it right down the field and stuffed it in the end zone.
Now for the point after. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was finished off by the 14-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
It wasn't really his best performance of the year in the wild card round last week. He just had the 1 touchdown pass, but he got the job done and his team advanced. For them to continue on to the championship round, though, And he's going to need to take a few more chances with the ball downfield, push it a little bit more, and make sure his team finds its way into the end zone a few more times.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and a yard. Here's Hall again. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Out of coverage, a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Here now a 3rd down and 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will step out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
2nd and 2. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Jets are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
To throw now, here's Sanders. Over the middle, complete. It's Campbell. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On the give and steal. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. To throw is Sanders. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Browns first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
70 Lions. 60 Falcons. 19 Lions. 18 Rattlers. 18 Rattlers. Buffalo 18.
Throwing, Sanders. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Cougar 19. Panther 11. Panther 11. Dragon 60. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
Here's Sanders. Looking middle, and that's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go. Bronco 80. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Mustang 19.
To throw again, here's Sanders. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Now Sanders. Campbell making the catch. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
It's 4th down. Trap 60. Trap 60.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Sanders. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Back to throw. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Browns are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense. Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns have taken the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score. But it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The New York set to take the field. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well in the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Option play. Here's Hall. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
25 yards on the play. And the Jets, first down.
And they'll bring Judy in motion right. Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw off play action. Taking in left side, it's Wilson. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now, right at the 40. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to find Taylor downfield. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Mason Taylor, 40 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They'll begin on the ground with Steele. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Back to throw. Sanders gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? We're able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their defense.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll go again with Steele. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 9.
Cowboy 80, 19 tight, 19 tight. 60 Maverick, Warriors 70. Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down, Sanders. Going to throw right side here, complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So a big play there on fourth, and now 1st and 10 at the 30. And it caught up, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Smith catches left side. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. He'll look to throw. A short one there, caught by Likely. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the Browns.
Straight ahead is Hall. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 8.
Back to throw here. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Cleveland offense making their way out. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Past the 35. And he's all the way up to the 39-yard line that time. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And not much room to operate as they'll get this up only to about the 41. Here's a 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's Shador. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
And that is incomplete. Well, the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The Browns send out their punter now. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step. Aside. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
70 Rangers, 70 Panthers, 60, 19 Lions. Go.
They'll try and throw for it here. That is caught. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Fielded at the 20. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Jets will take over. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission.
Here we go, set, go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, complete to Judy. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
At the 39-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down and 8. Looking to throw. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. Here is 3rd and 5.
Mason Taylor. That's a gain of 3. Now
they'll look to throw again. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Here's Jack Fox on to punt. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at about the 14. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. 19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Sanders. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
a gain of 12. And the Browns first down.
70! 60 Maverick! 60 Maverick! Warriors, 70!
Sanders to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Out of the gun here, Sanders. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they take a 17-14 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Automatic first down.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he floated one out there incomplete. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the Jets going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now he's getting the ball to start the second half. How about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
At the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And they'll try to run the option here. And it pushes way forward to about the 32. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a third down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
3rd and 3. He'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. On 1st and it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
The Jets ready to get going again here on offense. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it. Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
18 Cardinal.
Here's 2nd and 8. And a check down complete to Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Let's go now.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will tie things at 17 all. So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
7 Pirates. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
To throw now, here's Sanders. Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It's second down and 10.
19 right. 79 Broncos.
Throwing, Sanders. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
They'll hand it to Steele. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. 101 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup. And he'll go down shy of 40 at the 41. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Panther 11. Panther 11. Mustang 19. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats.
From the gun, it's Sanders. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Perry. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a first and 10 at the 11.
Here we go. 70 Lions. Go.
Here comes Steele. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's second and 2.
Let's go now. Wrap up.
Steele once more. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations at second and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Ready. 60 by 6.
They'll try it with Steele. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And the Browns have moved out in front.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Now the try here for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll run. Steele. He will push his way down to about the 14. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Ready? Practice this 19 line.
Now Sanders. Completes it to Perry. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
That's good for a Browns.
Come on. Hit. 19, 18.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Check out.
On the ground is Steele. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal.
70 Timberwolves.
He'll try again. And this time he'll score. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Complete. Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
They'll give to Hall. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
3rd and 7.
Now back to throw. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Returnable here from the 38. Called out a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because
What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. Their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're cheating right there on the brink, aren't they?
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
To throw is Sanders. Campbell making the catch. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Come on, come on.
Up the middle they go. It's Steele. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Steele. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 141 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Steele. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Let's go now. 70 Viking, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 19, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Sanders. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
At the 10-yard line.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
Here's Sanders. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. 3 yards is the gain that time. Second and goal.
A gain of 3. Brings up second and goal. At the 7-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Browns are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this fourth quarter lead. So it's a high five for that one. His 5th rushing touchdown of the game as he draws ever nearer to potentially making a run at an NFL record. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And a lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Jets, 17.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. New York's offense back out there and set to go. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
That's good for a Jets. Let's go now. First down. 1st and 10.
They're going to look to throw. And a completion to Wilson. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 42-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Messenger. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you get a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now.
Or
very
lights
quickly.
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
He'll look to throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10. At the 33-yard line.
From the gun, it's Shador. The ball caught by Campbell. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. He's got the 1st down. Boy, he was dynamite in the wild card game last week. He hasn't disappointed in this game either. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Steele. But he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
The 2-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I haven't seen a vote for most popular player on the team. This guy's got to get a lot of votes. He does not care, does he? Totally unselfish, physical runner, doesn't worry about yardage, just keeps moving the chains, being a team player.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Browns continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. And that now 6 rushing touchdowns for him. And that ties him with Alvin Kamara, who on Christmas Day of 2020 also went for 6 touchdowns. And this is quickly turning into one of the great individual performances in NFL history. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
They'll set up the screen for Hall. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And the Browns got to try it here. He's back to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Leo Chanel. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
Hey, check that, check that. Let go.
On 1st down, it's Steele. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Ready, break.
This is 2nd and 8.
Down.
They'll run Martinez. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. On the ground, Martinez. Oh, a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame. 4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7.
2nd and 4.
Bronco 80.
This is Martinez. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
And the Browns first
Come on,
down.
come on. Set. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Martinez will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Well, after their wild card round game last week, you and I said, well, they played pretty well. Maybe they got a shot at keeping this one close. They've done more than keep this one close.
Yeah, they've made quite a statement, haven't they? And I don't know if it was the week off that hurt this defense, but they've been flat from the get-go, and that's always a coach's fear. Okay, you earn the open week, but you wonder how they'll respond with that extra time off.
And it seems like they've been running uphill all game. Extra point attempt here still to come. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not good.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from MetLife Stadium.